Welcome back. I'm here with Darren Sammy and his wife Cathy, and we're just talking about everything about him being a professional sports person and a sports or a star, right? A star, you're a star. A what?
I tell people the only star I am is a monster.
So you know what? Most people they become commentators, right?
Yeah.
When they finish on doing their cricket and so on. But you might be a comedian, Darren.
Well, I like to have options, but yeah, it's commentating is one of the areas I could venture in, but whilst I'm working it, that's why they say every good man there's a good woman behind it. So
and that was why
my wife has made sure that the family is always well taken care of, and we invest into real estate and stuff like that. So that's one area I could venture, to make sure that the standard of living remains the same, because people don't realize in a sportsman career, probably depending on the sport, you have 15 years of thriving, and then after that, like I'm 32 years old, but I will be 32. I got more life to live after I've retired, so I have to make sure that the most important thing to me, which is family, is well taken care of, for the remainder of my life. But I have a few things I could venture in, but we have a plan in place for after retirement.
But Cathy, how do you cope when Darren's not around? Because he seems to be more not around than he is.
Yes. I'm not sure how to answer that question. I get asked that question a lot. I think I've just gotten used to it, because like he said, from the day I met him, he was out of the island. So it's just something that I've gotten used to over the years. Now I have my daughter, I have company now, but I've never had an issue with it. Sometimes if he's away for a long period of time, I would go on tour a lot before I had my daughter. Now technology, I mean, you could just right there, he's right there. So we cope. We have a lot of ways of dealing with it. So
do you think the absence makes the heart grow fonder?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, but it's always better when he's home rather than when he's not. So
I get to do all this and be at Dolor, one of the most beautiful hotels I've been to. So
I can see you've really enjoyed yourself, both of you.
Yes.
When I travel and people say St. Lucia, they say, "Oh, paradise," but here I am at Dolor, a little piece of my own paradise in St. Lucia. So it's good. That's what pays the bills. That's what I've done for the last 50 years. And it comes with a price. Everything comes with a price. So, that's why I say I have to make sure I secure the future financially for my family. But time not hard with my kids growing up. That could never be replaced. That's the only downside to it. I'm away 10 months of the year, 10 to 11 months of the year. So it's difficult, but I got a good wife. It's one thing I've always said to her. When I'm on tour, playing under so much pressure. I don't want any stress coming from home. Over the years, she's made sure that when I play, I'm always with a clear mind when it comes to the family. So she takes care of that.
How did you know she was the one? In terms of to get married, at the beginning you said you knew, but how do you know it was time to get married?
I don't know. People would say maybe I'm joking, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But from the moment I saw her, I told her, and then when I spoke to her, when she said she shared the same birthday with my mom, which is a woman I love and admire so much, and I said to myself, if she is like part of the woman my mother is, then she's good enough for me. And over the years, but the most important thing for me is that I fell in love with my wife.
Cathy, what do you love most about Darren? Apart from he's a star.
Well, people don't know how. Well, I guess they do. How funny he is. I think he would have a really good career after he retires as a comedic commentator. He comes up with the funniest things. Although sometimes he and I have different in opinion when it comes to what's funny or not. I never get his jokes, but it's always light and fun and happy at home. So that is one of his best qualities, I think. He's always.
Would you say that having your daughter, has it changed anything for both of you in terms of being mature? Because you know sometimes children, they just change you.
Yes,
you know?
Definitely. I think that happened for me overnight. For him, a couple of months, I think it took. Because I was like free and single 1 minute, and the next minute I'm like, I cannot sleep because I need to keep my eye on this baby. I just felt like instantly. And I looked at him and how he would interact with her and stuff. I'm like, but he's not changing. Like, why is it only me? But after a few months, he started to be more, like concerned and more mature, I guess, when it came to
Why, Darren?
my
You know what they
daughter
say
and stuff.
about men sometimes when a baby's small, they're afraid to hold them and
I've never
he
been
was
that person. But
always.
for me, the fact that I've not been around, I was there for the birth of my daughter, but right after I had to go out and work, play cricket at all over here, and it's very difficult to travel with kids, and like I said, that has been one of the downfalls. But it's with technology now. My daughter, she wasn't 2 yet, but she knew how to call me on Skype.
Yes.
She knew how to do that. And my kids, that's how we keep in touch. So this you see here is not a front. We've had our tough times, most difficult times, and the beauty about that is that we've been through it. We've learned more about each other, and life without progress is just wasted life. And we continue looking for progress, whether it be in our life, in our relationship, family-wise, and I think that is what has stuck.
But sometimes when you go through the rough and the smooth, and then the rough and the smooth, at the time you think you know it all. We're young, when you think we know it all, and then all of a sudden something happens, and then we realize we've matured, and we understand things better, and we are actually more prone to say, well, you know what, I don't really know it all, but I want to do the best. And I think that there comes a time when you have to appreciate life, because life is so short, and at any time it could be taken away from us. We have no control over that.
Yeah.
No control. So as far as I'm concerned, the fact that you two of you are together, you're married, you have your daughter and your sons who are very much part of your family, which is important because children, they need to have their parents, whether they're together or not, they need to have that parent who is supportive and a role model. Because unfortunately, we have a lot of our young people, we have a lot of single parenting as well in St. Lucia, who they have to go out in life on their own without that kind of support. And Darren, I see you very much as someone who, sometimes when we talk about mentors are not 100% good people or great people or perfect people. They have had to go through the rough in order to become a mentor, because it's the rough that has made them who they are. And what we need society to accept that and to say, you know what, even though you were a rough cookie, you've polished up a little bit now, and hey, I'm glad to see that. Instead of saying you're always going to be, some people say that leopard can never change its spots. It all depends on whether you're an optimist or a pessimist, whether you're going to agree with that. Yeah. But I said a lot because it's time for us to go. Yeah. But I know that I'm going to see you both again, off and on the set. And I do know that you have some great things coming up in the future, not just with your cricket, because I know you're very much a motivator and you've got things coming up. So make sure both of you always keep in touch. Very much a supporter of both of you and admire you both very much, because I know it couldn't have been easy. It could not have been easy.
It wasn't, but we would like to thank you for having us on the show. You know,
Yes.
and you know, being here at Delia, I think is the place to be. You know, it ignites a lot of memories. I just hope I don't burn the place down.
Well, that's called love. So thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Good. And make sure you stay with us. I'll be in London shortly, so we'll see you there. See you soon.